Now, it's not easy keeping foreigners out, it seems, but Donald Trump is making a pretty good work about it.
An Examiner reporting new DHS data show last month zero illegal immigrants released into the United States after being caught at the border.
This is what we call a colossal absolute W. We did not need new policy. We needed a new president, you know, specifically a president that wasn't absolutely trying his absolute best to flood our country with the third world, to dilute our people, and to steal elections.
Now, that is down dramatically. Well, of course it would be. From 78,000 released into our nation in March of 2024 under President Biden.
Now, this is very good. Trump is doing a lot of good. I want to make this clear. You know, caveat, Trump is doing good on this regard. But I would really like, if he was the fucking fascist dictator that the left thought he was over here, I'm not gonna lie, I would load these motherfuckers into trebuchets and launch them across the border. Literally, we gotta get rid of all the illegals. Like, what are we even doing? That's not even up for debate. We gotta figure out how to denaturalize and deport a lot of these other retards. But the illegals? Oh my god, we gotta get rid of these motherfuckers immediately. Now, the crazy update, and this is a pretty crazy update, is we have a lot of foreigner-related issues in our country that we deal with on a daily basis. So it all starts with this dumb fuck. In my opinion, this guy's the poster boy for why we can't have illegal immigration, because the illegals come in and then they vote for their own little elected leaders and they fuck up our country. All right, so this is Mamdani capitulating, and his own audience is super mad at him for this. His own voters fucking hate him for this one. He's basically admitting, you know how I ran literally on free buses for everybody and all the retards voted for me and I got the retard vote because they all thought socialism means free things for everybody? Well, we can't actually do free things.
Together, New York, we're going to freeze the... Together, New York, we're going to make buses fast and... Together, New York.
All right, pretty good stuff. Pretty awesome, pretty epic, cool rally. Anyway, yeah, no. Mamdani admits there will not be free buses this year after spending months campaigning on it. Well, you know, it's classic. No one is surprised about this per se, except for the retards that voted for him. All those guys are like, what? You mean communism doesn't give me infinite free things? That's crazy. So, anywho, it gets so much worse. Now, Mamdani is actually starting to really piss people off. You know, normally the mayor just kind of does this thing and it doesn't really affect your daily life. But Zoran Mamdani is signing emergency orders banning Americans from celebrating July 4th. What? What? We bring in a Ugandan retard, a Ugandan Muslim retard. He runs on communism to get the vote from all the fucking morons and criminals. All right, he wants to abolish prisons. He wants free shit for everybody. All the immigrants vote for him because we can bring in more immigrants. All right, actual citywide celebrations for Ramadan. All right, let's be honest here. And this isn't banning Americans from July 4th.
Times Square, a ball drop is planned to celebrate America's 250th birthday. But thanks to Mayor Mamdani's emergency order denying permits during the World Cup, the public isn't invited to attend.
Isn't that awesome?
What?
So our famous communist won't allow people to come up and see and celebrate 250th years for the U.S. He needs to go.
Is this America? Is this really New York? Where we at?
I think that's really sad.
Yeah, I think that's very silly.
Oh. You'd imagine it should be allowed.
It's something we're celebrating, right? So it's supposed to be open for people to come in.
New Year's Eve, everybody's out here allowed to be here, so why can't it be then?
We have to...
Fantastic question. You mean during Ramadan you're able to close down all of New York City, but for July 4th you have to start banning Americans?
like, live our lives. Can't be afraid. I should probably articulate that I'm a Canadian. That would never happen in Canada.
Canada is owned by Indians and Muslims. I'm not even trying to be racist to those guys. Canada just opened their borders and said, please rape us. Like, are we being serious?
The public should be allowed to go.
I think that should be something that everybody should be included on. I mean, that's a big milestone in our nation's history. Kind of frustrating because
yeah, but you guys elected someone who hates your nation. That's the issue. That's the issue. You mean to tell me that the Muslim communist hates capitalist Christian America? Yes. Yes.
I was kind of excited to come down here for that. But, you know, I'm not buying a ticket.
It's ridiculous. Absurd. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Anyway, that's Islamophobic. So yeah, anyway, so that's New York now. That's just life in New York. You elect a foreigner that hates your country and hates your culture, and that's what you get. Well, thank God I am no longer in New York. I moved out years ago. Now, there was a stabbing that just happened in New York, and this was left at the scene. Apparently, multiple people were stabbed. Honestly, horrifying situation at Grand Central Terminal. Zoran Mamdani releases a statement basically saying, killing people, bad. Stabbing people, not very good. And he doesn't give any details, of course. He doesn't have anything to say. We all know who it was. They're hiding the name. They're hiding the identity. We know. Look at the knife. We know. We've seen England. We've seen what happens in England. We know what happens. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, the knife class is a specialty for specific sects of terrorism. Don't want to be racist or Islamophobic here or anything, but you know what? We can play our favorite game. Who's that terrorist? Was it A, transgender, B, a Muslim? It was a Muslim. That's my bad. I'll put it all on Muslim. Anyway, moving on. That was just a little nice, fun little bit of racism for you guys. But don't worry, because apparently it gets even worse. This is Sneeko, Islamic streamer and complete utter fucking retard extraordinaire. This is him walking through New York City.
I have a collab on Tuesday. I'm supposed to do. It was good. Yeah.
This is him with his fellow Americans because he's a based right-wing red pill guy that all the based right-wing people like.
Hi, Marty, hood.
You know what that means? Any Arabic speakers in chat? Khaybar, ya Yahud? That's execute the Jews like Muhammad did in Khaybar, where he went and executed and beheaded all the Jews. Khaybar, ya Yahud means go out there and execute Jews by decapitation. That's what we're shouting in New York City right now. Pretty awesome. Pretty good stuff. Anyway, no one's surprised about this at all, actually. Now, the reality is... now people are, complaining about all sorts of different inflation, all sorts of things. We have to blame Trump for higher prices. Of course, obviously, it's Trump's fault that things are higher now, unlike Biden, who totally had no impact on anything.
Inflation that occurred under Biden was in part naturally occurring due to supply chain bottlenecks and because the COVID once-in-a-lifetime pandemic occurred. And yes, it occurred.
Like we're on trees? Or?
Yeah, okay, so because of supply chain bottlenecks, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, under Biden, it's not his fault because it was natural. It was natural inflation, as opposed to under Trump, where it's unnatural inflation. Now, the U.S. let in 4,499 refugees since October. All but 3 were South African. White South Africans that have been getting seemingly genocided by the black population in South Africa. Those are all of the refugees, except for 3. Those are all the refugees let in under Trump's turn. My guy, Trump policy is fucking insane. Holy shit. Oh my God, it's working, bro. All the refugees that were let in were not third worlders. This is crazy. It's not like we let in infinite Afghans and Syrians. Oh my God. Now, if you look at the actual asylum grant rates throughout the years, right? So Obama was pretty high, and then under Trump it got a little lower, and then under Biden it got fucking high, and then under Trump it's basically fallen to almost nothing. We are rejecting almost every single asylum seeker, as we fucking should. Our country is not. It is not the free milking cow for the entire world. I'm sorry if your life is shitty in Afghanistan. There are 56 other Muslim majority countries you can move to. 58 if you include England and France. And we don't need to be your little homecoming. You don't need to come here. I'm sorry. It's not actually my thing. And I'm really glad that we're actually starting to look into it seriously to put actual politicians in jail. Because politicians are enabling the unbelievable rape and torture of our people. This is an illegal alien from Nicaragua who murdered a mom with a hammer. Excuse me, what?
Right. 13,000 homicides from illegal aliens as of 2024. 13,000 homicides, Liz. This is an absolute and total slaughter of our people, and it's time that we start charging the people in politics and in government and in the Biden administration that decided on these policies. The blood is on their hand. This Haitian did not belong in America, should not be here, should have never been here with a hammer, should have never been able to slaughter that woman. Okay. That happened in my state. That happened in Florida. I have a family here in Florida. I'm raising my 4 kids here in Florida. It very well could have been my family, my children, my...
I'm so happy this is becoming like the actual public sentiment. I've been saying this the entire time. A politician that lets this guy into the country illegally, refuses to deport him, and he murders someone, charge that motherfucker for accessory to murder. Judge decides to release a repeat offender criminal a bajillion times from jail and he murders somebody, charge that judge for accessory to murder. All right, you let the politicians keep turning a blind eye to fraud, charge them for accessory to this fraud. Like, we have to start holding these people that make the decisions to rape our country and our people accountable, or else they're just going to keep doing it.
My wife or me. And you know what? Many Americans have to wake up every single day with that fear. It's time for us to look at legal liability. In a righteous country, we would have legal liability for the Biden administration who decided to simply loose open the borders to the third world to take the prisoners, rapists, murderers, and some of the worst degens of society and loose them upon our civilization.
This is a
human rights violation.
It is human rights abuses, yeah.
Crime.
And it's a violation of their oath to protect and defend American citizens.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that people are actually finally taking this seriously. People are actually really addressing this the way they should. This is a crime against humanity, and it's treasonous to our country. And yes, these people should be held accountable. This is an illegal alien from Nicaragua. Sorry, my bad. The last one was an illegal alien from Haiti. All right, so this is the Mayor Brandon Johnson from Chicago getting asked about a Nicaraguan illegal alien that murdered somebody.
Chicagoans that I talk to, that I communicate with, mostly black and brown, actually, tell me that you don't seem to know the difference between illegal aliens and real Chicago citizens. They feel that you are siding with the illegal aliens over them in their communities. And sadly,
William, let's get to the question.
Let's get to the question. The real question is simply this. I don't know how to make it any more direct. An illegal alien from Nicaragua grabbed a woman on the north side last week, bashed her head into the sidewalk, knocked her unconscious, and raped her. If that had been your wife, Stacey.
Okay, all right, we're not going to answer it. Thank you. Thanks, William.
All right. Would you want ICE to deport her?
All right. Let's move on.
Yes or no?
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Nothing to say here. Let's move on. And this is just what we're dealing with. So I think politicians like that need to start going to jail. All right, because they are enabling this so that their woke little bullshit can happen. A mass stabbing event took place overnight in downtown Raleigh, NC. At least 6 people have been hospitalized with stab wounds. Pray for victims. And this is just unbelievable, man. And it's always North Carolina, dude. North Carolina is a shithole these days. There's so much, let's say, rowdy folk of nebulous ethnic background. So Palestinian student Mahmoud Khalil loses deportation case. All right, student. This is a 35-year-old student. All right, student, because he has some sort of fucking visa that makes him impervious to any form of penalty of anything. This dude is in our country chanting pro-Islamic shit all the time, organizing all these radical Islamic rallies. They're attacking students on college campuses. He literally wrote an article in his little school paper talking about how he wants to end Western civilization. But he has a visa, and he's here, and this dude's been going through the ringer every single day. He has a new court case for something, and finally, he lost. And it looks like we're actually going to be able to finally get rid of this guy.